Let's be honest, if you told 40-year-old me that in 15 plus years I would be a sports agent and an attorney living in Hollywood, Florida, I would have laughed and gone back to being a stay-at-home mom, raising and homeschooling my 4 children. Now, over a decade later, I am a sports agent and an attorney, firmly ensconced in my second act, juggling contracts, case briefs, and an insatiable love of sports. I find myself rooting not just for the future stars of the Women's Pro Baseball League, but for the seasoned veterans who remind me every day that a second act can be the best act yet. This November, when the WPBL hosts its very first draft, the narrative won't be dominated solely by high school sensations and viral college sluggers. No, the spotlight will rightfully shine on 2 extraordinary women, Micaela and Homa Schweers. Both are 40, both are still outrunning Father Time, and both are shattering expectations about what a professional athlete should look like. They're rewriting the scouting report for all of us who have ever heard, "Aren't you a little old for this?" Looking first at Micaela, the Texas tornado who never quit. She was born and bred on the ball fields of my home state of Texas, where rumor has it your fastball gets clocked right after your first steps. Micaela grew up playing baseball with the boys until she was 15. Then she built a career that would make any scout double-check her birth certificate. At the University of Missouri, she became the Tigers' offensive juggernaut, helping the team earn a spot in the 2009 Women's College World Series and grabbing team offensive MVP honors along the way. And I have it on good authority she could still outsprint a Midwestern thunderstorm. Her post-college journey? Oh, just a stint with the Akron Racers of the National Pro Fast Pitch League, where she was named the most inspirational player. She became such a fixture in the community, I'm surprised they didn't give her her own parking spot at the stadium. But here's my favorite twist. Instead of hanging up her cleats, she traded them for coaching shoes. In Northwest Ohio, she launched a sports performance business, mentoring hundreds of young athletes on both the physical and mental sides of the game. Over 200 of her students have gone on to compete in college programs. She's basically a one-woman farm system. And just when you thought she might finally rest on her considerable laurels, she shows up at Nationals Park in 2025 for the WPBL tryouts alongside of 600 other hopefuls and outlasts women half her age. If she's drafted, she won't just be making history as the oldest rookie in the league, she'll be proving that persistence and passion are the real performance enhancers. For a deeper dive into Micaela's journey, check out all of the links that we have on the Ball and Play sportsagency.com podcast, and the series, there's 5 of them, of fast breaks that we have this week as we honor the Women's Professional Baseball League starting up. All right, now let's talk about Homa Schweers. And I hope I'm saying your last name right, Homa. I looked it up online, tried to find anywhere your last name was pronounced, and I couldn't find it. So my apologies if I did not say that right. If Micaela is the human highlight reel of persistence, Homa is the living embodiment of endurance, with just a dash of why not. Homa's baseball career started way before the WPBL was even a dream, competing in community leagues and regional tournaments that offered more dust than glory. When there wasn't a team to play for, she organized one. When opportunities were sparse, she made her own, pitching, hitting, mentoring, and always finding her way to the diamond. Homa's career stretches across the entire modern era of women's baseball, from makeshift fields to national showcases. At 40, she's still lining up at tryouts with women young enough to call her coach, ma'am, or sometimes, I hope I'm that good in 20 years. At the WBPL's Washington, D.C. tryouts. Yes, I never can remember if I've got those acronyms right. At the WPBL's Washington, D.C. tryouts, Homa's leadership was as audible as her swing. And let's be honest, the dugout could use more of that. In a sport obsessed with timing, Homa is the proof that experience is a competitive edge, not a concession. If you want to know more about Homa's amazing story of grit and grace, listen to her candid conversation on the Women at the Plate podcast. If Minner and Schweers get that call on draft night, they'll be more than role models for older athletes. They'll be living proof that women's sports can be built for sustainability, not just nostalgia. Their inclusion isn't about sentimentality or symbolism. It's about merit, representation, and the realization that greatness comes in all ages and sometimes with a killer sense of humor about ice packs. When the WPBL launches in May 2026, both Micaela and Homa won't just be on the field making history, but they'll also be opening doors for every athlete, fan, and yes, even late blooming agents like me who believe that the best innings are still ahead. So what are my final thoughts? 40 is the new first inning, and we're all up to bat. The most powerful thing about this new league isn't just the games, it's the message. Women like Micaela and Homa prove that passion, skill, and leadership aren't bound by age. So when the first pitch flies in 2026, remember, experience is the real MVP. And if you need me, I'll be in the stands cheering for every woman with the courage to start something new, no matter how many candles were on their last birthday cake. This is Lee for Ball and Play with another fast break about the Women's Professional Baseball League. Catch you next time.